Whoa, jingle! Happy time has just begun. Brother, sister, smart, dumb, fun. Yeah!
This song always reminds me of that. Some sort of James Brown funky. Get down with your bad self.
Get down on it. Get down on it.
Get down on. Yeah. Get down with your bad self. Sorry. Okay, good.
I heard that song today at work, the Get Down On It song by Kool and the Gang. And it's like the same words over and over again. So I turned to our 15-year-old barista and I'm like, you know the name of this song? And then I asked Bert, I'm like, Bert, what's the name of this song? He's like, Get Down On It. He's like, is that your ringtone? I'm like, only when your mom calls.
What? There's nothing like a good your mom.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what that song reminded me of today. I was like, wow, what's the name of this song? Get down on it.
Yeah, the thing about we went to music bingo this week. Oh, but BTW, both Joe and I won at music bingo this week. This is what we do. We go to music bingo, and if one of us wins, the other one wins. So there you go. But so one of the categories was 1977 and 1978. And you could say what you want about decades of music, but the 70s really might have been one of the best decades ever for music because there was room for everybody in the 70s.
There was no rules. I mean, you could have a flute instrumental be on the top 10. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. So so that was really fun. And so I was thinking of that because, here we are looking at 1977 and 78. And there were songs from all kinds of people. There was disco music. There was Rod Stewart. There was Fleetwood Mac. There was, Styx. It was like so great, the singer-songwriter, there was I can't think of their name. They're they're kind of jazzy. I can't think of their name.
Oh, was it oh gosh. It'll come to me. I think I know which one you're talking about too. It'll come to me because I'm positive I know what you're talking about.
I'm just going to type in.
Steely
Dan, that's it. Yeah, Steely Dan, yes.
Yeah, because I like Steely Dan and Duncan doesn't. I was like, man, they could only the 70s would produce Steely Dan.
Steely Dan are considered musical geniuses,
I know. I have several of them like on my playlist. I was like, Duncan's like, who is this? I'm like, it's Steely Dan. He's
Steely
like,
Dan,
I like this song. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because Steely Dan's great, and so again, that was the enjoyable thing. And so we walked out of there with $15 in gift certificates from Louis Trophy House. So pretty much awesome.
It's on you next time, Jenny Brothers.
It sure is. So there you go. Anyway, that's going to go on one of my list of accomplishments for 2025 is that I won at Music Bingo 2 times. That's right, 2. The 45-year drought of winning at bingo is over to times 2. So
exactly.
I should have played the $1.6 billion Powerball. So
you should have.
But instead,
I could use some of that.
Yeah. Well, and instead, we've got $15 of gift cards that you are welcome to from Louis Trophy House in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
That is definitely going to pay off.
You know it. You know it's going to pay off. So, all right. So here we are. All that to say this. Happy Sunday. Welcome. It is the Sunday before Christmas. And I'm going to jump ahead on my good things. Happy solstice, everybody. It's 10:35 this morning. The solstice has taken place. We are now over the hump and on our way to the light. So, which is always kind of nice because it gets, a little bit dark this time of year. So,
Well, it's actually sunny today. So I was like, holy cow. It was cold, but it was beautifully sunny. So.
Yeah, we went outside today so we ran errands today so we could be out in the sunshine. It was grand. I loved it. So it was totally great. I know, I'm like, we did notice something. We went to Menards today, and Menards was kind of picked over. When you walk into Menards and they have just the junk heap wall that they have right there, it's a little bit picked over. You can tell it's right before Christmas because people were getting it on. There was, um, they only had like a couple of the vacuum packed tiny weenies available. I know they didn't have the variety of reject Little Debbie cakes that they usually have,
Oh,
and
stocking stuffers.
the stocking stuffers, and there was no like instead of it being like Lucky Charms, it's like Lucky Charms from, I'm trying to think of some obscure holiday like Flag Day Lucky Charms, but they didn't have those.
It's Lucky Symbol cereal.
Exactly.
I worked today too. Yesterday I worked, and it was mostly women that came in and shopped. And we're doing a fundraiser, and so they can round up. And every time I asked somebody if they wanted to round up, the ladies were like, "Of course, of course." And today it was all men that were shopping, pretty much. And I would ask them, "And would you like to round up?" And they're like, "Fine." I'm like, if you didn't save your shopping until the very, last Sunday before Christmas.
Because it's no joke. If you go, because we had a couple of things I made enchiladas for dinner tonight, so I needed a couple things for enchiladas. So we ended up going to the Walmart down the road from the Menards. And you just have to have a certain amount of grace on a day like today because it was pretty crowded. It wasn't terrible though, and this is the part that cracked me up. This is one of those things that I just loved. So here we are. They're playing Christmas carols at the Walmart, and then at one point the song switches over to "Don't You Want Me Baby" by the Human League. The "Don't You Want Me Baby," and this was the best part. So I'm walking through the produce aisle, I'm picking up some onions, and I hear this woman like singing it, and then there's a woman across from her singing it, and then they're like, "Isn't this great?" And then I walk right through them. I'm like, "Don't you want me?" Oh, and they're like, "Yeah." And then I go down a little further, and the same thing happens. This woman is singing away at this song, and then I sing it, and then I add it on. She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, really, all we want is a nice day to shop and sing songs from the '80s. That's all we really want. It was so funny. It is. It was like, everybody was just like, for 5 minutes, there was peace at Walmart, and it was all thanks to the Human League. Who knew?
Exactly. And like, they probably knew, they're like in the 80s when they were making this music, they're like, someday this is going to unite people.
You know what? It's because it's a beautiful story. It's a story of love and conflict. You were working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Exactly. It's like, oh, like that isn't dignified work or something.
I guess so. Until I picked you up, I turned you out, where I belong. Yeah. So yeah. Don't you want me? Sorry. Okay, I'll stop. I promise. Only probably one or two more references to the Human League during the show today.
Spotify's going to cancel this show because we've been like singing too many other people's songs.
I know. We're going to be like, copyright, copyright, copyright. I thought I kept the clips. If you can keep the clips under 10 seconds, they'll usually let it go. So, and that's okay. And Spotify's over anyway because everybody hates them now. So
why? What do we do?
They've been advertising for ICE. So yeah.
Oh, that's right. They have. I did hear that once. I was like, wow, they really don't know who their listener is.
And then I was thinking, ICE agent or chemistry teacher? Yeah, ICE agent. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, free benefits, really? $50,000 signing bonus? No. Yeah, gross. Okay. All right. So anyway, here we are taking stock. I think we've literally just chatted like the first 10 minutes of the way. We haven't even gotten to the beginning of this stuff yet. So we are here on a Sunday. We are on our second to last Sunday of 2025. So we thought we would take stock of 2025 because next week we're going to bring you into 2026. It's going to be great. So yeah. So should I bring everybody? Should I do the welcome, Ann?
Please, Jenny. Please do.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. At last, after we've had this great conversation, it's already been a busy 10 minutes. We've sung at you. We've talked about, important things. in our minds. So we are Ann and Janice brothers, the brother sisters. We're sisters, and our last name is Brothers. And no, no one has ever had anything to say ever about that in the history of our history. You are the first ones to ever think that that was so funny and clever. You're the first one that's ever said anything.
Good job.
Good job.
I went into my where I get my clothes dry cleaned. Not that I get a ton dry cleaned, but and the lady was like, "Oh, brothers, do you have any brothers?" I'm like, "No, just a sister." And she's like, "Well, what about your children?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't have any children." She's like, "Oh." I'm like, "That was an inside thought, lady. You keep that inside."
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But then I
we know where she
realized
stands.
Yeah, but then I realized that if I was a parent, people would judge me for thousands of things, if not millions of things. And because I'm
Yes.
not a parent, I only get judged for one thing. So
Just that one thing. Yep,
I
good.
here we go.
Heck, good thought. We are in our 50s, which means we are Gen X, which means we know what conjunctions, interjections, nouns, and verbs are. So there you go.
Protection.
I know. Those are, I'm trying to think of which one of those is my favorite. It's probably interjection. So, well, when you're happy, hooray, or sad, or excited, ew, or mad, rats.
My favorite one is
Wow.
my favorite one. It was a hairy bear. It was a scary bear.
Oh,
We made a hasty retreat from its lair.
I forgot adjective. I know.
Adjectives. That was my favorite. A bear in
Yes,
it.
I totally forgotten, and I knew I was forgetting one. I'm like, I'm forgetting one of the grammar ones, but I couldn't think of which one it was. It was adjective, so there you go. As you can see, we talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three at any point in time. We are not cool, hip, or sexy, and we know this because we buy underwear in bulk at Costco. Let's go, because their prices are amazing on underwear, and it's cotton, which is what I want next to my skin when things get dicey in the summertime. So, all right, we are not a true crime celebrity or influencer podcast. We're the podcast that wants to be a podcast when it grows up. So there you go. So I know whenever we're trying to get guests on our podcast, we tempt them with the tens of fans that we have. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm like,
Bridget Everett, Bridget Everett,
Bridget.
Bridget Everett. If you're not doing anything and you want to be on our show, we would love to have you. Jeff Hiller, if you're not busy, we'd love to have you on the show. So if you're listening to this and you know,
at the same time, it's okay.
it's okay. And we promise not to ask you like questions that you always get asked. We'll keep it we'll keep it we'll keep it not professional. Okay? So just so you know. Yeah. Okay. We're fine if you want to show boob. That's fine. Okay. All right.
Totally fine.
Yeah, and that's either Jeff or Bridget. Either way. Okay. We have been told we are good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff. Or wait. Okay, so if you want to learn things about stuff in a long format instead of just a little 10 or 13-second reel or something like that. So we're hoping to bring the attention span back to America 1 hour at a time. So.
Good luck to us.
One of my students I had last year, I had him last year as a freshman. He's like, Miss Brothers, I hear you have a podcast. Is that true? I'm like, yes, it is true. And he's like, what's it called? I'm like, it's the Brother Sister Smart Dumb Fun. And I said, you won't like it, Jack. It's an hour long. He's like, oh, yeah.
You can listen to us at 1.5 times the normal speed.
Totally. I'm like, you can totally speed us up. In fact, you can go times 2 if you want, especially if it's on YouTube. I think YouTube now has like times 4. I'm like, that's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
I definitely I would sound more feminine at times 4. So that's one thing that's good. This podcast is not rated G, PG, or even PG-13 because we like to swear. Now, fuck off. Okay, good. Join us on our website, on Spotify. Join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Amazon Music. Like us, follow us, hit the bell, smash that button. Give us your feedback with our question and answers, our polls. You can ask Alexa to play us because she knows us. We in her mouth. Siri might too, but I don't know her. And I hear she's kind of a bitch, especially if you got the iOS 26.2 update. So Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about her.
I don't know what you just said, Jenny, but yeah, I hear she's a bitch.
Suri's a bitch. Alexa, not so much. She loves us. So there you go. She likes us back. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right. So remember, you can support us for absolutely free. You don't have to pay us any money. You don't have to buy anything from ours. All you got to do is just tell people to listen to us. You like us, then tell them to like us, and so forth and so on until all of a sudden our tens of fans turn into 20s of fans. See what we did there? Simple
Yeah, math.
multiplication.
So much mathing.
Math. It's the easy math. It's the math that doesn't require parentheses. So
Exactly.
huzzah.
Or have letters in it.
Or brackets. Yeah. Good. Ooh,
Exactly.
letter math. I can remember the first time I saw letters in math, I was like, what the fuck is this nonsense?
The first time I saw it was like, I am fucked. Numbers were the only things that were keeping me from getting held back. And now you're putting letters in it. I am fucked. So
Fortunately, I had Miss Darby for algebra, and Miss Darby made it all feel a little bit better because she was really good at it. She was a great algebra teacher. So thanks, Miss Darby, for making those letters in math feel a little bit less threatening. So yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Anne, tell us about your cool, fun thing, smart, dumb, fun thing that happened this week.
So my friends are actually, she's Jenny's roommate from college. Anyway, Amy sends the best fucking Christmas cards. And I always look forward to her Christmas card that she sends me. I send her a Christmas card just so I know I'll get one from her. And I got it the other day, and it's Rudolph in a bloodbath and then an homage to Pee Wee Herman. So thank you, Amy, for my awesome Christmas card. I put it after Christmas is over. I put your card in my journal every year so I can mark the after Christmas letdown with your fabulous card. So thank you, Amy. That was smart, dumb, and fun, all rolled up into one Christmas card.
True. I got Bloody Rudolph and Richard Simmons. So
Nice.
What I loved about the Rudolph one is that it's that line they used to laugh and call him names, and then you just see Rudolph in this bloodbath, and it says they used to. So, and like I said before, last week when we were talking about the Christmas season thing, I said instead of watching Rudolph, you could watch Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 because it's the revenge story that we want for Rudolph. Yeah, Amy, you just get it. Amy, you get it.
She does.
I love that about you.
Totally gets it.
Yes.
So, Amy, thank you. It was awesome.
Way to bring it.
Once again, you outdid yourself.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Amy, that was one of my smart dumb fun things was Amy's Christmas card, and thank you to everybody that gave me a Christmas card. I am the fucking worst at sending out Christmas cards. I'm an asshole about it. So this year, though, Ann Brothers, I'm sending out New Year's cards to everybody.
Good for you.
Not Christmas cards, New Year's cards, just to say thanks for not abandoning me because I'm so shitty at sending Christmas cards. So. I know.
Kind of, millennials and Gen Z. Well, yeah, millennials and Gen Zs are never going to send. The Christmas card industry is a dying industry because they are never going to send Christmas cards in a million years. So there you go.
They'll send a funny GIF and a text. Yay!
Exactly. Maybe.
Hey, thank you guys. Maybe. Honestly, I don't know.
I'm not quite sure.
Not.
So it's a dying form of communication. So there you go.
Perfect. And again, just a reminder that it is the solstice today. Huzzah. Oh, look, we got a comment. What's our comment say? Oh, it's Liz Williams. Sorry, I'm in first place and not setting cards. I don't know. I think we're tied for first, Liz. Okay, so I'm glad it's not just me. I'm glad it's just not just me that feels like a dumb ass every Christmas. And I'm like, look at me. There's me not sending Christmas cards. Oh, here I am getting Christmas cards from people that love me. I'm like, I love you too.
You know what? I love, like, I worked for a place that sold cards when I was in high school. So greeting cards have a special place in my heart. And then also I collect sticker books, and this gives me a chance to use a bunch of stickers because I love me a sticker. So that's and a lot of the cards I get, like this one I got, all my cards this time came from an artist I love, Slow Gin Fizz studio, Nicole Ray. So I'm just like, I wanted to support her, so I got the cards from there. But usually I look for like vintage looking cards because that reminds me of my Aunt Julie. And so just like those are things, the reason why I send people cards is because I like to do it. So I don't write a lot because writing stuff to
Dyslexia.
people makes me nervous because I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't do 7 rough drafts for what, the 4 sentences I wrote you. So I'm just going to put stickers on it.
Well done. I love that.
Mhm.
So, all right, Ann Brothers, let's do this. Let's take stock of 2025. Wins, losses,
Okay.
and ties.
Mhm.
2025. All right, good. All right, so the way we set this up, Anne went ahead and set up the format. It's fun stuff we did, books we read, things we that made us happy.
Mhm.
Because it's really easy when you go through a year to hate everything and everyone because let's face it, 2025 has been unique in its struggles and not super sunny on the horizon for 2026. So you kind of have to look for the wins where you can get them. And once
Mhm.
you sit there, and here's the fun thing about doing that is that once you do it, you're like, oh, I had a lot of fun this year. So it really is this really great because like I woke up this morning kind of grouchy because I'm just like, nothing good happened this year. Bleh. So I kind of started going through my journals and going through my calendar, and I'm like, wait a second, that was fun. Wait a second, that was super fun. And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, got it. I guess this wasn't so bad after all. So yeah. Liz is with us again. I'd like to send a family update letter that has all the real info. There we go. We want now we want it to, yeah. I don't want the family update letter to be like a Facebook post. I want it to be real, Liz, like the real deal.
I called my parents. I called my mom a bitch at the dinner table. But
That's
only
right.
once. So,
So yeah, that's the Christmas card update I want. I'm like, hey, you just so you know, this is what really happened. So if your life is if like my life, then Merry Christmas. So
Merry Christmas. Exactly.
yes.
Yay.
All right. And do you want to first start with the fun stuff that you did this year? What did you
Sure.
do, Ann Brothers, that was super fun in 2025?
Well, I went to see the musicals 6 again for the second time,
Mm.
but this time I went with a bunch of people that Jenny and Liz, who you just saw a comment from, and my friend Chip and Dawn and my niece Kylie. And it was just, Jeannie. And it was just such a fun day. And
What
just
a
hanging out with them, going to lunch,
fun.
seeing a cool musical that's like only 90 minutes long and rocks. So there
Well,
you
and
go.
the thing that's cool about that musical is that I think you have to be dead inside not to enjoy that musical. It's that much fucking fun. It really is. It's kind of fun because you learn a lot about the history of these women, and B, it's like a fun rock concert with all of your favorite girl power group. Yay! Yeah.
I went and saw Detroit Roller Derby with the Detroit History Club, and I got pictures taken with them. We went to Duncan and I went to a French restaurant in Detroit called La Supreme, and that was
Mm.
fabulous. We're going to be taking Jenny and Joe there in March. Jenny and I did our 4th run for the trees, 5K. I went to 2 different lectures at the Detroit History Club, which is awesome. Let's see, we have a comment. You cannot send Christmas cards to Denmark next year. The state-run postal service is terminating its letter service at the end of the month. They will only deliver packages.
Dude, Linnea, that is a great piece of trivia right there. No way. I did not know that.
Wow. I don't
Wow.
know anybody in Denmark, but it makes me want to send a bunch of cards there now.
Be like, last hurrah, we're gonna shower them with cards. Send
Yeah,
send send a
exactly.
card to Denmark.
Um,
That's really interesting. And that just shows you how badly the letter industry is dying. So there you go. So eh,
So, in the summer, I went to Chicago. I did a solo train trip, all in one day, round trip, so that I could see the Frida Kahlo and May Reynolds exhibit at the Art Institute of Chicago. I walked the DeQuinder Cut a couple times, which may not seem like a big deal because it's only like 4 miles round trip, but I'd never done it before, and it goes from Eastern Market to the river in Detroit, and so that was cool. Jenny and I did Yooper light hunting in the Lower Peninsula. Oh, I was going to wear my ring. With my stone, I made a ring out of it, so I have to wear my
nice.
ring. Of course, Michigan Maritime Museum. Uh, Duncan and I went back to the Chick Inn in Ypsilanti. Remember the Chick Inn, Jenny?
Yes, I do. The Hammy Sammy is still one of my favorite sandwiches of all time. So
Yes.
the Hammy Sammy and the chocolate strawberry banana shake to die for.
Yeah, because I got a strawberry banana shake and their cheeseburger. So yeah, so that was awesome. We did that for our anniversary this year. I got to do an Eloise Asylum tour and the lecture. Candlelight haunted evening. We heard haunted Halloween music, all to candlelight. The Ofrendes at the Detroit Institute of Art. Duncan and I did the turkey trot in Ann Arbor, and of course, last weekend, Huavik Pottery, the tile glazing class. So this is just a few of the super fun things that I got to do in 2025.
And did you get an update on our pottery? Is our pottery fired? Is it
I
ready
haven't. Jenny, I've been literally looking like 3 times a day to see. I was like, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? I'm hoping it'll be ready this week so I can go get it before Christmas. So that's what I'm hoping.
That would be amazing.
Fingers crossed.
So, yep. All right. So, and many of the things that you did, I also did. So the Marquette thing, the trip to see Six. Now I had not seen Six before, so that was a super big treat. In fact, I was just listening to it on the day that I was white knuckling in the snow because I found that when I have a difficult drive, I like to listen to music that I really like. So as I was pulling out of the driveway, I'm like, I'm gonna need Six. So I did. I listened to the soundtrack to Six while I was white knuckling it on the way to work. It was like, yeah. So, it's hard to get super stressed out when you're singing Welcome to the house of Holbein. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm like sitting there singing. I'm like, a deer's gonna run out right in front of me. Well, I can't see 5 feet in front of me, but at least I'll be happy,
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was really fun. So I completed I don't know if it was fun. In fact, this should probably go under the things that I accomplished, but I completed my instructional design certification and I got my very first instructional design contract this year. And that was kind of a big deal because that was 2 solid years of work to get to that contract, that 4.5-week contract. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Joe and I bought a minivan so that we have something to haul our parents around in with. And I got to tell you, that is money well spent, dude. It's already paid for itself. Let's see. Yeah, I put it under fun stuff, but
I don't know why you did that, Jenny. Notice that it's not under my fun stuff because that was the least fun day I think I had this year.
Yeah, we moved by folks into my house, and that's been good. It's actually been a good thing. But the moving day itself, which was June 26th, was a fucking shit show. I don't know how I didn't die of a stroke simultaneous with a heart attack and a brain aneurysm all at once on that day, because I haven't been that mad in years. I mean, like I wanted to murder. Is that my cat? That's my cat. She wants to, okay, hang on a second, kitten. I'll be with you in a second. My cat Marla, she just wants us to know that she's here. Yes, I will open your door in just a second. So yeah, that was not a fun day, but the fact that it got done, and again, if you're looking for movers, Good Feet Movers out of Grand Rapids, that's who you want to call because they saved the effing day. That's all I know.
Yeah,
okay, so we got our basement done and we put all that back together, which was kind of an accomplishment. Well, kind of put it back together. We're still getting there. So the good news is you can actually navigate it pretty well now. We're still picking away at that. Let's see. So I got to go to my first K-Wings game, which is the little minor league team, hockey team here in Kalamazoo, which was actually really fun. It was a really fun day. And they are, so, oops, somebody opened the door for her. Okay, good. Somebody opened the door for the cat. Right, hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yes. So Jenny put down that she learned to decorate chocolate Easter eggs from Cherry's Chocolates, and I did that too, and I forgot to put it on my fun list.
Sorry about that, everybody.
I was talking about your Cherry's Chocolate because I forgot to put it on my list.
Oh yeah, so that was so Cherry's Chocolates makes these really beautifully decorated, neato kind of glistening looking chocolates. So we actually got to go to a chocolate workshop and make our own little Easter eggs with that glistening little pattern on it. It was really fun, and the eggs were actually really delicious, which was awesome. I took so during my spring break this year, I actually took a solo trip to Chicago, which was actually a really great thing to do. It was really fun. I've never done that before. I'd never soloed in Chicago. I did it for a couple days. It was great. I did things. I went stuff. I actually walked a really long. There's a really great bookstore called Unabridged Books up in one of the northern suburbs, and I actually took an Uber up there, and then I walked all the way back down to my hotel, which took me a couple hours, but I got to tell you, it was worth the walk. I saw so many cool things on that walk down. Basically, I went down Clark Street almost all the way back down, and it was just really excellent. So Clark Street's one of my favorite streets in Chicago. I think it's really cool and neighborhoody, and you can see these really cool changes that happen as you go south on Clark Street. So I loved that. Let's see what else. Oh, went to Brendan and Dre's wedding in West Bend. That was really fun. So that was a really great couple of days. We went to the Cheese Castle afterwards. So, which was both fun and a little bit terrible all at the same time because you're just like, oh, this place is gross. But at the same time, it was kind of like, it's also kind of awesome,
Yeah,
but kind of
exactly.
gross.
It's like, oh, this is America. America in a
It
nutshell.
is.
If
There are
only
a
it
lot
had
of
got
places.
a couple of slot machines, it would have been like
That would
ideal.
have been 100% America. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 99% America. A couple of slot machines would have made it 100% America.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else. Went to Traverse City to go like with you to go Lower Peninsula Uper light hunting. We did well. We each found one, which was great. I became a grandmother this year, which was super fun. Uh, Went to Colorado to help prep for the soon to be granddaughter. That was back in August. Took a trip out to visit the little ginger nugget when she was just a month old. Um, Went on the long awaited Eloise tour, which was great. Got to go to something called the Aerial Showcase Studio. My massage therapist, Quinn, she is an instructor at this aerial studio where they do like acrobat stuff on trapeze and on loops and on poles, and it really was a lot of fun to watch these these women have their showcase. It was a blast. I loved that. um Joe and I took a birthday weekend up in Frankfort, Michigan, which was so wonderful because we did it kind of right after the season was over. So that was late October, so it wasn't super touristy. The weather was amazing. We saw the coolest, longest rainbow I've ever seen in my whole life. And we spent Thanksgiving in Colorado. We got really lucky with the weather, so we got to travel without getting too much difficulty with like snow and stuff. And finally, Joe and I signed up for Kalamazoo Run Kalamazoo, which is a local nonprofit. We signed up for their 20-week winter camp running camp. So yeah, so far so good. So lots of fun stuff this year. And so, like I said, it's easy to get lost in the not fun stuff because there's so much shitty McShitter shit. But honestly, pretty darn good. So, so
Indeed.
Anne, I'm going to start with my list of books that we read because
Okay.
mine is way shorter. Okay.
No, yours is long.
I again, I didn't really feel like I read a lot of books, and then I put my list together. I'm like, oh, I guess I read more books than I thought. So, the one I'm currently reading is called The Wager. It's by David Grant. The Wager is the name of a ship that was shipwrecked in Brazil. The survivors managed to get themselves. Some of the survivors managed to get themselves back, and they were in the process of telling their story of woe and herald. And all of a sudden, here comes this other, cobbled together ship from a different group of survivors from the same ship that said, no, that's not the way it happened. This is the way it happened. And oh, all hell is breaking loose right now. So, pretty good story for sure. Um, so, the books that I have in green are the ones that I really liked. So, Dead Wake by Eric Larson, which is about the Lusitania sinking. It was a luxury liner that was sunk during British luxury liner that was sunk by a U-boat during World War One, and absolutely changed the course of that war. And there's a lot of speculation that the Brits knew it was going to be sunk and let it sink anyway because they wanted to bring the Americans into the war. And so they talked about the book sort of chronicles some of the evidence that they have. Great riveting story. This might have been my favorite book I read this year was Actors of a Certain Age by Jeff Hiller. And I highly recommend the audiobook. He is such a great storyteller and just so funny and clever and enjoyable. Really just an uplifting book. Really loved it. Project Hail Mary, which I just started. It's the same guy that wrote The Martian. And they're going to be releasing the movie with Ryan Gosling here in a few weeks. And it's basically about an astronaut who wakes up from hypersleep. His astronaut buddies are dead. he knows he's on. He can't remember what he's doing out there, and honestly, he's out there because he has to save the world. So there you go. So that's fun. I reread Destiny of the Republic. Great book about the assassination of Andrew Garfield. Not a very long read, only about 7 hours worth of read, but dang, it's a great little book. And Netflix just made a series about it. I can't think of the name of it. Death by Lightning. There it is. Which was also very good. And this is the source material for that series. I read The Hobbit again because I read it every year. The Long Walk again by Stephen King. Oh, fuck, that book is really
Grim.
Don't
Grim.
read that book unless you're in the happiest place mentally, physically, and emotionally. Oh,
Grim.
so grim.
Yeah.
Sunrise on the Reap. Yeah, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Her best yet. The best of the series yet, in my opinion. And that's for the Hunger Games series. This is the prequel. This is essentially Hamish's story. It's a prequel. It's fabulous. The Boys in Winter, which is a story of the USA hockey team's victory over the Russians back in 1980. Challenger by Adam Higginbotham. This was the best nonfiction story I read this year. It's such a great history of the Challenger explosion, and not just the Challenger explosion, but the culture that caused this explosion. So we get a history of the astronauts. We learn about these extraordinary individuals that died in this, and you will leave this story educated and furious with the culture that allowed this to happen. Such a waste of talent and lives, and I could go on and on. Be Ready When the Luck Happens by Ina Garten. What a great book. I love her so much. So that was one that I really liked. The one book I have highlighted in orange, Remarkably Bright Creatures. I fucking hated this book. I know everybody's like, it's so great. It's about an octopus. I really hated it. I liked the octopus and I hated everything else. So yeah. The Burning of the World by Scott Berg. I'm not quite done with that one. It's actually about the Chicago fire. I have a weird fascination with fires. And so it's interesting because the day of the Chicago fire was actually the deadliest day ever for fires in America. That was also that storm front that caused the Chicago fire, also caused the Manistee fire, also caused the Holland fire, and also caused the Peshtigo fire in Wisconsin that killed 1,200 people. So, Chicago got all the press that day, but that was a fairly, in terms of, it destroyed a lot of property, but the Peshtigo fire killed way more people. But that was a hell of a system that brought that down. Weather Bomb, 1913 by Bruce Kemp. That's about the 1913 bomb cyclone, which was one of the worst storms ever on the Great Lakes. And then finally, Next Level by Stacy T. Sims, which is about menopause. And that book sucked. So there you go. It's basically, it's this manual for, like, if you just lift weights and take adaptogens and creatine, you're going to be fine. I'm like, ugh, not one of those. It is one of those. So
should I drink more celery juice? Thank you.
Correct. Yes. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that one either. Probably should have made that one orange too. And it's, it's all well and good when you've got lots of money and everybody on the world making your food and training you. So,
Yeah. When you have staff for yourself, it does make a difference. So,
difference. Yeah.
There was a couple books I read that I forgot to put on my on my list. Of course, The Hobbit, The Long Walk, and which one? The Destiny of what is it? Sunrise on the Reaping. So those were three books. Yeah, those are 3 books I read too, and I forgot to put them on my list. So I would The Hobbit. I wanted to read it again because I hadn't read it in years. And what I forgot was that what bitches the dwarves are. Damn.
Yeah, they are. They are those.
They are, and also I want to eat a lot more bread with honey and butter on it. That's
see, and that's one of the things that I cannot forgive about the movies. Like the movies. They totally muck up the story with Beorn. And I'm like, we don't get to see them eating any of the clotted cream and the butter and honey. I'm like, and drinking of the mead. I know.
So anyway, The Long Walk, man, woof, Jenny. deeply,
Yeah.
deeply depressing, disturbing book. And then, of course, The Sunrise on the Reaping. Again, like Jenny said, I think it's her best work. I think she keeps getting better and better as an author. So
Yeah.
I'm afraid to see the movie because I loved the book so much. So I read those books too. I forgot to put them on my list. Mischievous Creatures, The Forgotten Sisters Who Transformed Early America. This is about the Morris sisters. And I loved these women so freaking much. And man, I wish I could have known them, but excellent book. Probably my favorite book. And I loved I enjoyed all the books, pretty much all there was only one I didn't really like. There was pretty much really enjoyed all the books I read this year, but that one was my favorite one. The Dyslexic Advantage, Unlocking the Hidden Potential of the Dyslexic Brain. I would recommend this book for anybody who has dyslexia or if you have somebody in your life with dyslexia. It really is a good look at not just what some of the problems for dyslexic are, but their strong points and how almost all their strong points connect other dyslexics together. So it's not just how their brain processes words, but how their brain processes the three-dimensional world. So I thought that was an excellent book. It made me feel really good about myself. American Scary, A History of Horror from Salem to Stephen King. I thought this was a very good book because I love horror myself. And he really does a good job of breaking down how horror changes with culture. The only thing I didn't like about it was he didn't mention anything about Octavia Butler, and she has some excellent horror in her genre of writing. And so I really thought that was a missed opportunity because he pretty much mentioned everybody but her. So I was like, "Where's Octavia?" So,
Come on, Stephen, get it
1,000
together.
Years of Joy and Sorrow, a memoir by Ai Weiwei. And I read this because it's one of the most banned books in the world. And I got this list of banned books, and so I'm just kind of working my way through it. And this was the newest one on the list, and so I read it. It was excellent. My cousin Joe and his wife Della recommended this. It was a super short read. I don't think it's 150 pages. Kind of that near future dystopian world. AI, you have like these robots. I think the robots were too humane. I don't think we'll be able to make robots this good. When Detroit Played the Numbers, Gambling History and the Cultural Impact on the Motor City. I got to hear this woman speak, Felicia B. George at the Detroit History Club. It was a fabulous book. Just the number running in Detroit was amazing. So it was a great book. 100 Poems That Matter. That's kind of an anthology of poetry that I thought was excellent. The Dress Diary, the secrets from a Victorian woman's wardrobe. Great job of not just talking about Victorian society, but also how they affected other societies. Frida Kahlo's Month in Paris, A Friendship with Mary Reynolds. That was kind of a retrospective of the exhibit. The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. I did not expect to like this book, and I could not put it down. It was the book I'm supposed to read on the plane to Scotland, and I never got to it. And then I'm like, I guess I'll read this on the train to Chicago, and I loved it. Cabin at the End of the World. This is the only book I would not recommend. Also, it turns out that if you need somebody to sacrifice themselves or sacrifice the people they love to save the world, you should not count on me because I won't do it. So, but I did not like this book. I've read others of his that are much better. Head Full of Ghosts. If you want a great horror story by him, that's much better. Stamped from the Beginning, the definitive history of racist ideas in America. This was also on my book banning list. So anyway, great book. Women and Nature, 100 plus voices on places, landscape, and the natural world. Duncan bought this one for me, and it's actually all focused on the natural world of Great Britain. And the essays go from like the 1600s all the way to like last year. And then the Briar Club, my friend Amy Terry wanted me to read this, same author, Kate Quinn. You know, it's just one of those, she writes books with great female characters, historical fiction, and then all the ladies get what they want in the end, which, you know, sometimes we need that.
Yay!
It's just like, you know, it's kind of fairy tale-ish, but you're just like, you know what? I just want women to get what they need. Is that so wrong?
It feels like this is such a rare thing, so it's nice. It's nice.
So if you need something where you just like, you know, you learn a little something, you like these ladies, and you're like, oh, yay, I'm happy for you. So there you go.
Excellent work. good books that we read. And I just want to take a second to point out your hat. So I
Oh,
don't think I did that at the beginning of the show. So we're going to do it now. For those of you that can't see that, Anna's wearing a hat. It's actually a hairpiece that has the abominable snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Bumble, on top. It's quite lovely. The Bumble.
thank you.
She's got
I
a
wore it
Bumble
to work today.
hairpiece.
I got a lot of compliments. People are like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, "Oh, I made it." You made that? I'm like, it's amazing what you can do with a hot glue gun. So
It's true. I learned that working in the theater costume shop. That hot glue is it's the adhesive of choice. It's a way to sew stuff. It's nice. I love it.
it's nice.
All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Indeed. Anne, should we talk about the places that we went? My list is short. I really, I basically, because I got a little grandkid now, I spent a lot of time in Colorado. Went to Marquette, went to Colorado, went to Wisconsin, went to Chicago. That was good enough this year. So, Anne, what about you?
Well, I also went to Marquette because we went to Marquette together. I went to Duluth because one of our nieces, Duncan's niece, was getting married. I like Duluth. I could live in Duluth if it was just not quite so far north. But man,
Such a great town.
It's a great town.
Mm-hmm.
So I also went to Wisconsin, West Bend, had a great time, another wedding, and that was fun. Lots of Vietas, and it was a great fun wedding. Vietas in Ferguson, so that was super fun. Duncan and I spent most of our money traveling this year. We went to Scotland, so that took most of our money. We did 10 days in Scotland. I'm in love with Scotland now, and I went through if you want to hear about my trip to Scotland, we did do a show about that. So you can look into our archives and learn all about my trip to Scotland. But damn. So that was like, you say, oh, I went to Scotland, but actually I went all over Scotland. So instead of just being like one trip, it was like 10 trips. So there you go.
Nice. I would also like to point out how fortunate we were to get to Marquette last year. This time of year can be dicey to try to get up to the to points north of the bridge in the UP. So it was we got really lucky on the weather last year. Oh, Liz wants to pipe it on your Scotland trip.
Best 10 days ever.
10 days ever. Nicely done.
I went with Liz and Johnny and my husband. So it was so. I'm like, can we live in Scotland now? I'm like one of those people that goes someplace and then thinks they should live there. One of those lame people.
One of those people. Yeah. Why not? I mean, honestly, why not?
Yeah.
So we got to go to Marquette last year, which was really great. I highly recommend it. Their New Year's Eve is pretty fun because they have like their own ball dropping, but good luck trying to get a drink in Marquette on New Year's Eve. Shockingly hard.
Shockingly. I mean, you better have your own stuff. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, because there's like nothing was open. That was, so here we are at midnight trying to get into a bar and there's one of it open and like everybody in, Marquette County is at this bar. I'm like, fuck this.
So it's like, go to a gas station, buy a 6-pack. That's the best you're gonna do.
Yeah. So anyway, but I would say small but mighty as far as travel. All right. So some things that we accomplished, pardon me. Like I said, I got my instructional design certification. I learned to navigate a bunch of contractors when you're trying to get your basement done and you're asking others to do it for you because you are not particularly skilled, not completely unskilled, not particularly skilled. So there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of stuff to know and learn, and we had some nice people that we worked with, so that was good. Got my parents moved in. That was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was humongous. So, I started therapy this year. So, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
You're not supposed to like. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to like it.
Well, I don't. So it's working out. So
after therapy, I was like, I'd like to take a nap now.
Yeah, I feel bad when I'm done with therapy. I just don't feel good. And it's like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to look at people. I just want to go to sleep. Yeah. I had to cope. I had to cope with the loss of my cat this year. I lost my cat Betty this year. She succumbed to some bad liver and kidneys. And yeah, those little critters, I swear. Anyway. I don't know. I did a bunch of stuff and it doesn't feel like I did anything, but I really did a lot of stuff that was really hard. And, it's not sexy, but it got done. So how's that?
That's good.
I adulted really well this year.
You did, Jenny. You did a great adulting job.
I did.
If you don't mind my list up, because I forgot what I accomplished this year. So.
Say what? Oh, I
Can you
forgot to
put
put
my
your list up. Sorry, I got you. I got
put
you.
my list up
Oop,
because
there it is.
I forgot what I accomplished this year. Oh, so anyway, I got a new job last year, and somebody told me the other day, like, "Wow, you've had lots of careers." I'm like, "Yeah." I get bored after a while. I got to go do something else. Anyway, so when I first started my job, I just wanted to be the lady at the cashier, you know. And of course, they don't want that. They want you to, learn how to do other stuff. So I learned several different parts of the job. And the first one was merchandise flow. And I thought, oh, I'm going to be putting bags of chips on shelves. No, you're responsible for intake. You're responsible for pricing. You're responsible for ordering. You're responsible for talking to the producers. And I was like, I don't want to learn all that. And I did. And the other day I was like doing it. And I was like, look at me. I'm like a year ago, I was like, oh, I'm purposely not going to learn anything. And here I was learning stuff. And then I also got barista training today. I don't really work I usually fill in for people. So one of the things I did today was I brewed up somebody's espresso and got that all set, so it's like all the stuff I learned this year, not as, I wasn't, just stuff that I had no intention of learning because I was like, I'm just going to keep it simple, but it's good for your brain. I think everybody should switch jobs every 10 years and learn to do something else. I established a sweetgrass bed. I read the book a couple years ago about sweetgrass, and so I wanted to establish.
Was it braiding sweetgrass?
Braiding sweetgrass, and so I wanted to establish one in my yard, and I established one and harvested my first set of sweetgrass this year. So I did do that. I started writing my book, and I made hundreds of beads this year for the Bronson Hospital Journey Bead Program. I sent Valentine's Day cards, Halloween cards, Christmas cards. Bradley was the stray cat that I befriended, and now he has a new home, Jenny Brothers. We took him to the Humane Society. He got adopted. So I hope he's getting really fat, laying on the back of somebody's couch, enjoying the indoor life.
I hope so. Hopefully we can do that with the two guys I got in my backyard right now. I don't know. I think one of them is sick. Frank the Tank has not been himself. He hasn't been eating very much today, and he's just been drinking a bunch of water. So I'm afraid he's sick. So I know. We'll see if he makes it through the week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I knitted a skirt. I knitted a navy blue, cobalt blue skirt. It's lovely. I can't wait to wear it. I did the turkey burn at my gym and earned my t-shirt. Nice. I have my board. Vision board is not, it's more like aspiration, vision, accomplishment board. So it's looking fabulous. I made lots of different jams. One with a rhubarb that I grew and pear syrup that I did with the pears that I grew. I'm also continuing my therapy. I was at the gym the other day and I was like, doing my planks and, you start to get wobbly and I was kind of mad at myself for not being strong enough. And then I had to remind myself, I'm like, no, you're supposed to be wobbly because that means you're working past your comfort zone and building that muscle. So I was like, I had to have a talk with myself and also like where I was last year at this time with my gym routine and where I am this year. So I was like, yeah, good job. I covered my neighborhood with milkweed seeds this year because I had so many milkweeds that blew. They were just blowing all over the place. So anybody in my area, if you have milkweeds, you're welcome.
I love that. I love that. Excellent. Mm-hmm. All right. And we are kind of running out of time. We're up over the 50-minute mark.
Okay.
So I'm Ann, go ahead and take us through, give us your top 5 things that made you happy this year.
Baby corn videos, baby corn reels, definitely. Puffins, scones, Halloween decorations, turkey vultures, Liz's pool, mystery bags of candy, my cats. Yeah, there's several right there, more than 5 right there.
Excellently done, expertly done. I would say my friends that I did fun stuff with this year, my sister, my squeeze. Fun things to do in Kalamazoo. So many, the great restaurant scene in Kalamazoo, the Great Lakes, Liz Williams, who is the finest hostess ever. Let's see, the Old Fashions at WL Social House and Louis and Green Door and University Roadhouse. Okay, good.
Yeah, the frog that was out on my porch this year. Farmers Market, Kalamazoo. Yeah, so
Yeah.
confections with convictions. Ooh,
What a
apple
great
cider.
place.
Yeah.
Apple what?
Apple cider. It's a drink we make at work. It's 2/3 apple cider, 1/3 chai tea, and you put it together. Mwah! It's my favorite drink.
Okay. Apple cider. Now you know. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I guess we had more time than I thought. Okay. So we went through those lists so quickly. That's okay because it's what?
Sheep. Sheep were one of my favorite things this year too.
Sheep. That's right. Because you had Magnus the sheep that you had. Yeah. Merry happy to you too, Liz. So
Yeah, love you too, Liz. Thank you.
indeed. So all right. But I think that's good enough because look.
Oh,
Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Don't worry, Heidi. You can catch us on YouTube right after this. So there you
Yes.
go. But anyway, thanks for just stopping in as we're wrapping things up here. Yeah, so we as you can see, even though it was kind of a weird 2025 this year, so I'm going to highly recommend. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here and just let's chat for our final few minutes here. I would just say, just to remind people that if you're feeling a little stuck here at the end of 2025, take 10 minutes and take stock. Go through your calendar. If you journal, go through your journals and just kind of look and see what your year was like, because there's definitely good things in there. You didn't accomplish nothing, and you did fun things, though. Your fun things sometimes are surrounded by the day-to-day adulting that goes with just what you do in your life. So yeah, look back and look for those good things and help it shape your next year. So like I said, we're gonna talk a little more about that here in a second. But here you are, folks. You did it. You survived yet another hour with the Brother Sisters.
And another year.
And another year with the Brother Sisters. I know. So, Ann, this was we're closing up year 5 of our podcast. So we started doing this podcast.
Jenny? We should be famous by now.
I don't know. I have no idea, honestly.
I don't know either.
So I don't know. I guess, like I said, we're not cool, hip, or sexy enough to be famous. So here we are. But that's okay. We have our dedicated, rabid, tens of fan base, and we love you too. So, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I could tag you next time. Okay, Heidi, I'm tagging you next time. So there you go. So, all right. I love that. So can use the technology. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for those of us that joined us today. We loved hearing from you guys. Annette May!
Annette!
It's Annette past show guest, Annette May.
And she's down under now. So we actually have an international fan right now because she is in Australia. So Annette!
I love that. Sweet. So oh my gosh, international world traveler. Excellent. Heidi, we would love it if you brought more peeps to make us famous. And part of it is that I would just like to do something else, with my life and careers. And I enjoy doing this. That's why we keep doing it, because it's fun. And it keeps us, I feel like it keeps me looking towards other things and things to do and places to go and people to see. So I like that about this. So yeah. So hey, like I said, we would love to hear from you. Like us, subscribe. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Feel free to jump in, you guys, answer our poll questions, comment. We want to hear your questions, concerns, comments, and confessions. That's right, you guys. So we want to hear it all. We love talking to our people. So, here you go. Join us next week when we look ahead to 2026. I don't know that we'll necessarily talk about resolutions, but we'll just talk about 2026 and what's on the board. Resolutions are, whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, you guys. We appreciate having you out there. My name is Janice Brothers. With me is my sister.
And Brothers.
That's right. And we want you to get out there, do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun. We are out of here.